of life has actually changed. The equation of success has actually changed. It is no longer go to school, get a job, and be successful and go for your dreams. But I always believe education still remains very, very important. Still going to school, I always object for the, what's it called? I always advocate for that. But I always believe beyond school, because you just don't go to school to just go and work. But we need to go to school and find our purpose and use the education that we have to build something even much bigger.
Let me find it. Levi is the one. I remember Levi is the one who's talking about how our parents don't involve us in business. Oh, I'll read it. I think most businesses in Kenya fail in the next generation because our folks don't involve us in the affairs from the onset. All they say is go to school. And you touched on that where you said we have that cycle of you're born, you have to go to school and probably get a family or get married, get a family, and then die. What do you have to say about how our parents involve us or don't involve us in whatever they're doing in their lives to make ends meet?
So to some extent, I think we may want to blame our parents, but I always look at it in terms of they grew in a different environment from the environment they've actually grown up to. They've had their fears. Because for them, most of our parents, I believe, grew up in abject poverty. And for them, they came out of this particular abject poverty whereby they became the educated ones, they got a job, and this job transformed their lives, which is actually true. And sometimes I'm always 50-50 about that because I may blame them, but at the same time, their advice is primarily for the good of us out of the experience they've actually had. But I think times and environments have actually changed. And primarily, I always believe I'm not yet a parent, probably will be a parent soon. But my mindset is that the equation of life has actually changed. The equation of success has actually changed. It is no longer go to school, get a job, and be successful and go for your dreams. But I always believe education still remains very, very important. Still going to school, I always object for the, I always advocate for that. But I always believe beyond school, because you just don't go to school to just go and work. But we need to go to school and find our purpose and use the education that we have to build something even much bigger. And I find that maybe in terms of the advice our parents actually gave us is because their reality was different. Their reality in terms of what we built was very different. That's why maybe they advise us as they do. Go to school, get married, get a good job, wait for your pension, and retire. That worked for them. But I believe in the generation where we are, whereby people are suffering from mental illness, where there's so much, we're in the Instagram phase whereby all of us wants to desire to be that Betty Charlo, wants to be that Bill Gates, wants to be that. But I always believe that one of the key things that any person here can actually get to do is to discover why they exist and to work on why exactly it is that they exist. And in whatever it is that whatever reason why somebody is actually existing, to build something out of it. All of us are built or rather gifted in so many different ways. And if you're able to uncover that all of us are gifted differently, none of us will actually be very threatened when, let's say, Susan on the group post that I've bought a new car, or maybe Abdika has, bought a new house. That wouldn't matter because all of us are gifted differently, and all of us, if we pursue the gift that we have and build on the gift that we have, we'll get to find different, beautiful realities. So in just short, if I can actually just put it in terms of, let's not blame our parents so much because that was their different reality. But with us understanding the environment that you're in and where the world is actually heading into, our equation is different. Find your purpose, find your why, and build on it. And with that, you find that we're in a world, one of the things I always believe that we are not in the world to compete, we're in a world to actually complement each other. So in terms of uncovering that, we'll be living a different reality from what exactly it is our parents taught us, and we'll advocate for that to our next generation. So if you have children, advocate that differently, finding your purpose, finding your gifts beyond your education. And even for me, when I get to that point, when I get kids, I'll also advocate for the same thing because it's a different reality.